Well, hey everybody, welcome to episode 5 of Pocket Moon Podcast. I'm Taffy.
And I'm Amazing Flying Poo.
And we're here to bring you some more insight into the world of LittleBigPlanet and general gaming and whatever else we happen to think of while we're recording.
This is going to be a good one. I'm actually sitting in a couch this time instead of my desk chair that's so uncomfortable. So I'm excited to sit back and enjoy chatting about LittleBigPlanet.
Ah, nice. So there's less torture than usual then.
Yeah, my back was hurting when I was working. I was like, why don't I just sit on a couch? Why am I sitting at my desk every time? So,
The beauty of working at home.
Yes, exactly.
Whereas I, on the other hand, I'm in a slightly broken office chair in a random conference room somewhere. Okay, so news section. What do we got? We've got, Pixel Junk Shooter 2 is out on PSN.
I know you're a huge fan of the first one, so have you had a chance to play the second one yet?
I just barely. I booted it up and kind of fooled around with it for maybe 10 minutes. That's all I had. I hope to catch up on it this weekend.
Yeah, I've logged on to PSN once since you told me how awesome the first one is, so I didn't really have a chance to actually try it out. But I am excited to try that whenever I get a chance.
I'm so excited. It's got it's great music and it's nice. It's a shooter without being that frantic, and I just love the art style and everything about it. It's really, really, really cool. Pixel Junk is a favorite, and the fact that you can remote play it on the PSP is huge. At least you could for the part 1. I haven't tried it on part 2 yet.
I don't know why they take that out.
I don't know. Well, Pixel Junk has supported it on all their games. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And the big one for me, really, so the NGP was the only news last time. This time, the only news for me is Patapon 3 is going to be released officially.
It's exciting stuff.
April 12th.
Yeah. So you're going to buy it day one?
Yeah, of course. I will try to remember to sleep that day. It's going to suck my life away. Oh my gosh, do I love me some Patapon 3.
So what are the big changes between Patapon 2 and Patapon 3, you know?
Well, online multiplayer for one.
Okay, that's a big change.
I usually don't go too crazy for demos. I played this one through a good 10 times. Like you max it out and earn all the stuff that you can earn. It's just a neat little chat thing. So you go in and like you join up with the other people online. Mm-hmm. And it works very well because yes, it's a rhythm game, but you're doing it locally. And then really the movement and the attack commands are really only happening every few seconds. So lag is, even if there's really terrible lag, you probably won't even notice it at all. And like you have to like.
So you play against people.
I think there is also a versus mode where you can have your army versus somebody else's army.
Okay.
But you also have this hero character that you join up with and do co-op hunts. And there's some really, really difficult bosses that you can't win by yourself.
Okay.
So sort of like Monster Hunter, but with little cartoons and drums and stuff.
And that all carries over back to your single player?
I believe it does. It's really neat. Like they have like kind of pre-set like chat messages where you go in and you say, hey, we need a tank, we need an archer, we need a mage, and you kind of figure out the mix. And then when everybody's ready to go, you go. You have this special moves that you can do where you can resurrect other players that die. And you try to time it so that, you wait for somebody to die and then you burn your resurrection and so that somebody can help you when you die. It's so much fun. Even if it's exactly like the demo was, which was slightly broken, it's going to be so fun. I can't tell you how excited I am for this one. It's great.
Awesome.
One of my favorite franchises.
You got me excited.
This is news, not new, but it was from a couple of weeks ago. The next Guitar Hero game has apparently been canceled.
I say it's about time because that franchise has been run into the ground by Activision. I know people love to cry about, or more like get mad about what Activision does, but Guitar Hero is getting so old. I mean, I have Rock Band. I love Guitar Hero too, but it's getting so repetitive and old. I just can't believe it's gone on this long every year.
You know what it is? I mean, it's a fun game. It's still one of the best. Like, just have it on when you have people over. Somebody's going to end up playing it. Somebody always ends up playing it. The thing that they did wrong is there's too many new games out in too short of a period of time.
Yeah, they just need to release DLC packs. Like, Rock Band did really good with DLC packs, even though they ended up making 2 and 3. But, I mean, they just need to release DLC and make their money that way. It seems like they could make more money that way.
Well, okay, fine. So I got World Tour, right? And that's great. Love it. Oh, I love World Tour. And then a Guitar Hero 5 comes out. And, I kind of have to stop everything and you can bring your songs and stuff over into the new one, which is good. but then officially, I'll never touch World Tour again. That's okay. And so a couple of months after Guitar Hero 5 comes out, I picked up a used copy just because, by the time I decided I needed it, there was already plenty available. Mm-hmm. So I bought that, just got that set up, and then before I know it, there's Warriors of Rock out. I don't even know what the heck is going on. And DLC available is now for the new game. It's not even for the one that I have, so that annoys me. So I haven't even played the game, and I have that much. Why would I go and buy it? That's why they haven't sold it, because everybody's in the same boat.
I think they made the right choice.
Too much too soon. I think you nailed it. That they just need to stick with DLC. That's what they should have done.
Yeah.
So officially dead. I think. Good run while it lasted. It was one of the juggernauts, but yeah, I think it's about time. Noteworthy PSN updates. I'll let you announce this one because you've played it more than I have.
All right, now I haven't actually played it on PSN, but I've played this game to death on Sega Genesis. As the original Sonic the Hedgehog came out, and it's free for PlayStation Plus members. That's pretty cool. I actually saw that, and that's the first time going through my email from PlayStation, and I've been like, man, I actually really wish I had PlayStation Plus right now because that would be awesome to have.
Well, I was saying before we started recording, I got that Plus membership for the holidays, and it's something I had thought about. Wouldn't have bought it myself. But I can't believe what a good value it is. I didn't think I had time to really play everything, but I got Stacking for free. That was a good one. Bunch of PS1 classics like the Spyro series and Oddworld 2. There you win, which of course I already paid for. And then some bunch of minis. It seems every week you get a new mini or two. And then this. I logged on a couple days ago and hey, there's Sonic for free. Well, now I really have no excuse for not ever finishing the first game. Really, really awesome. Really nice to see that.
Yeah, I really like how it's kind of a surprise. I don't know. Maybe people would be turned off by that since you don't know what you're paying for, but it's kind of cool that once you're there, you never know what you're going to get the next month or the next week or whatever. So
contests going around the world.
Yeah, we're actually going to talk about contests. We've had B. coli telling us, hey, we need to get on top of this. We tried to last time, but we ended up announcing a contest that was over by the time the podcast went up. So hopefully we do a little better this time.
Yeah, so those of you with time machines probably did fine the last time, but this time around, I actually think we're going to make it.
Kudos to Steve and I over at Little Big Workshop, because he has a post where he just talks about the competitions all over the web. And most of those are crown competitions or sticker competitions. And he updates the thread pretty well, but the two competitions he talked about was a breakout a genre contest.
Yep.
And you know what? I don't know. Is that on a Little Big Workshop, or do you know where that's posted?
You know what? That's a good question. I'm not sure where that's hosted. But if you go to Little Big Workshop and look for Steve and I's thread, there's links in there.
The idea is to try to create a completely new genre. And, that is an awesome idea for a competition.
That's pretty huge.
I don't know if they're looking for a new genre altogether or just a genre that's never been done on Little Big Planet.
Probably a genre that's never been done on Little Big Planet because it's, let's be honest, it's almost impossible to come up with a new genre these days.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of the best contest ideas I've heard since the start of the game, to be honest with you. I think it's
maybe we should make a rhythm-based driving game.
A rhythm-based driving game. Hey, yeah. I'd play it. Why not? Yeah. Wait, now everybody's going to do that. Dang it.
So the other one is a retro-style arcade competition. This one's hosted on LittleBigDreamWorld.com. I must confess, I'd never heard of the website, but I went over to the website, and then they linked me back to LittleBigPlanet.com, and there was this thing called the Little Big Map. And we were chatting about this before we recorded the podcast, but it's a really cool thing, and I couldn't actually go on LittleBigPlanet.com and find it. But if you search for Little Big Map in Google, like you did that, correct, Taffy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Little Big Map, all one word.
It'll bring you to it, and what it does is it shows you the whole world, and it'll show you how much Little Big Planet activities taking place in different parts of the world, and you can click those spots. It'll zoom into that country, and you can pick the part of that country, and it'll zoom into the cities, and you can click the city and see what tweets have come from there, what blogs. I can't remember. Oh, what videos? How anywhere on the internet, anything that's mentioned Little Big Planet, LBP, LBP2. It's really cool to see the activity that's been going on in your area. So I found that really interesting. It's super detailed. I can't believe I haven't heard of it yet, but maybe I just completely missed the day when everyone was going crazy over it. Who knows?
No, it's pretty awesome. And then to add to that, probably I guess it's about a month old at least now is the Little Big Planet wiki. So LBP Wiki, and that's hosted on Little Big Planet Central. There's a link there, and that's pretty awesome. So if you haven't checked it out, please do. And then
are you contributing to that?
Oh yeah. Well, I haven't in the last couple of weeks, but as much as I can.
Yeah, I haven't done anything there. Steve and I actually messaged me on PlayStation through PSN, and he asked me if I would help out with that, and I have not had the chance yet, but I actually would really like to.
It's a lot of fun. It's like the wiki code is like forum code. You just have to learn it, and then once you learn it, it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have a brain for that sort of thing, so it'll take you approximately 28 seconds before you'll be a master. So
it's a painful 28 seconds, though.
It is a painful 28 seconds. It's a little clunky, but then after you learn it, it makes total sense.
And then, so there's been no spotlight since our last podcast, because we're actually podcasting pretty close to our previous one, like we would hope to do like every other week. So this is our first time. And the last thing is Kaiju Kid over at Little Big Network, though he's all over the forums, but Little Big Network's what I would call his home. Yeah. He posted about the fact that they're doing a series like Hansel and Gretelbot, but they're opening it to the entire community, whereas Hansel and Gretelbot was like I don't know if you'd say an elite group of creators. No, I'm not saying they're like elitist, but they're like some of the best creators all working together. So they're trying to make it so everyone can come in and work on it. So that's a cool idea. I hope they don't get it over their head. I know when we were working on Kindred or are working on Kindred, we were always worried about getting too many people in and opening it up too much. But we'll see. Kaiju's a very smart guy, and I'm sure there's smart guys ahead of that. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on.
Smart guy, and he sure knows how to build a level. There's no doubt about that.
Awesome sense of humor. All right, so you ready for community creations?
Yes, indeed. So let's move on into that. All right, so we're a little short on time, but I think we've got more than enough to cover our pick this time around, and that's JackofCourse, and really his style of I hesitate to say simplicity, but just pure gameplay. I think what else can you say about it other than it's just simply awesome. It's the essence of Little Big Planet, the platform. It's just boiled down and perfected, and just loads and loads of fun.
Yeah, the first time I played one of his levels, I remember his post on that Little Big Workshop was called something like 3 months in the making. Was it worth it or something? And I clicked it. I mean, nobody knew who he was. This was his first level, Flaming Timberland. So I played it, and I watched the video, and I posted back saying, it seems like you're just kind of copying the media molecule formula. I'm not too impressed with it. And we argued back and forth for like pages on that thread, which is it's kind of funny looking back, because, I mean, nobody knew who he was. Now he's working for media molecule. So obviously I was on the losing end of that fight, and now it's recorded for all time. But either way, it's interesting to think, like, to me, what's important is to create, like something completely original, and that's completely different from what he does. He just takes that awesome formula media molecule has, and he just saw exactly what it was. Like, I can't even see it like he does. Like, he can see what they did, and he can just remake it better. And that is just awesome. He is so talented. So I can see how someone can go back. I can still see how someone can go back and play Flaming Timberland and think the same thing I did. But I mean, once you really understand creating, you see what a master of platforming. I think Flaming Timberland 2 is still my favorite level by him, and he just that level is so good.
Well, it's like a movie that has really good special effects. The best ones are the ones that you don't notice, right? So you get into a level of his and you play it and you just go, wow, this is just really great. And there's something you can't quite put your finger on. It's just very polished. It's just very fun. It flows right. It's kind of that that X factor of, I don't know, this level has something that other levels don't, and that's really just the polish and the perfection of the gameplay style. He's not trying to invent something new and do something nobody else has done. He's just trying to be really good at it, and he really is really good at it.
And he has a lot to be proud of. But I think one of the things that I will think of him the most is the fact that he's one of the first people to really master the corner editor.
Yes, he was one of the first to do that. He's been a big cornerstone of mentoring the community on creating. He's made a couple of guides for creating, and so his levels are from the PS3 and even on the PSP. He's got, you said, Flaming Timberland 2, Industrial Assistance, which is, I've never actually played that one, to be honest. I've never done.
Is that the 2-player one?
Yep. Tribal Ruins, pretty simple.